Well, good morning, folks. I want to talk about human rights and legal rights and citizens' rights. Okay, so if you are being violated for whatever reason, they can violate you because you have something that they want, and they can take and take and take and take and take and take and take until you have no more life in you. And that happens all the time in all countries. That's why everybody and their brother comes to America. Everybody and their brother comes to America because this is the land of the free. And it's like, is it the land of the free to take away from American citizens? But I also came here as an army dependent. So what am I? I am a person who sees both sides. America has always had immigrants coming in. That's just normal. But immigrants get paid cash, oftentimes. Nobody knows that you got paid how much. So when you're a server, you don't have to claim all your tips, but you have to. But most servers, if they're in the right state of mind, they're not going to claim, oh yeah, I got $100 tip, by some generous person on this particular table. They're not going to do it. So you have to claim at least the $3 an hour that you make. And oftentimes people waiting tables are both legal and illegal. I'm eating because I'm not an actress. I'm just going to say it like it is. I've never had a problem with illegal immigrants. I don't understand why people think that I have a problem with illegal immigrants. Ever since I was in Mississippi, I met some people from Brazil, and they were coming to me and telling me all of these things. And I had already studied about, this stuff at the library in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, when I was unemployed for years and years and years. I'm 47 years old. When I was 27 years old, my ex-husband told me that I was over the hill, that women are over the hill at 25. So I already knew that this psychological baloney was psychological. So I was like, you know what? I've been in the medical field, and I've worked in other industries, and I've never seen so much psychology abuse. And then it goes around. People get paid to be psychologically abusive. Absolutely. I know this stuff, folks. So it doesn't faze me. So anyway, I think I look pretty good for a 47-year-old. I really do. I've had my stretch marks and my C-section scars since I was in my 20s. In fact, I was falling apart when I was in the Air Force. I was falling apart as in I had arthritis. I had all kinds of things that were happening to me simultaneously because of the inflammation in my body. I had really bad inflammation. And so if y'all want to go out there and hurt my feelings about something, there's, it's like you take and take and take and take and take, and you poke and poke and poke because you want me to break. Because if I don't break, then it's like, oh, she is, something special. Folks, we're all special. We're all special. We were all made in the image of God, which is spirit. The reason why we are who we are is just like when I make a presentation. I sometimes make it better and better and better and better and better if I have the time to do it. And sometimes I overdo it, and then I should have just left it alone. Okay. Human beings are like God's perfection, but we're not perfect. I'm going to tell you why. Some people say there's 12 points, but there's beyond 7 is 7 and 12. But you tell this to a Christian person and they're like, you're full of baloney. Most people from Latin America are Catholic, Roman Catholic, and they'll do all this stuff for no reason at all. Beyond my comprehension. Okay? Just like some people go around something or some people do this. It's the way that they were taught according to their books, according to their religion. But I don't see any of this that's taught in the Bible. The Bible doesn't say to do that. Or does it? Because you have to highlight it for me. That's why we've got to get together. Okay? The reason why I know this is true is because the heart is to earth as the head is to heaven. And everything is in here. So, in order for earth to bring forth life, plant, animal, and human, which is an animal, but with the mind of a higher being because you've been lifted. Okay? I'm eating because this is just a rough draft. Okay? I'm not being disrespectful. Because if I were to go get my nails done and my hair done and, have a decorator, which I am, and decorate my house with light and life plants, you would think I was stuck up. If I were to do my own hair and my own nails that God gave me, just fix it up as best I can, and not try very hard, you would think that I was stuck up because I have a certain confidence. Because I'm not walking around butt naked. Why? I don't want to sit in this chair butt naked. That's yucky. That's why God gave us the God-given intelligence to wear clothes. I don't want to put my butt in this chair. Ew. I don't want anything to be going up there. Ew. Think about what happens when people use the restroom, folks. Do you understand? People cannot be walking around butt naked. It does not hurt my feelings if somebody says, you don't look good in a bikini. I know that. That's why I don't walk around in a bikini. At the beach, which I don't go to the beach. But if I did go to the beach, I certainly wouldn't wear a bikini. There's the right, when an outfit looks good on you, when you go out to shopping for clothes with your friends, and they're like, let me see, put on that dress, and then turn around. Oh, that looks gorgeous, girl. Yes, get it. Oh, they'll say, nah. And you'll look at yourself in the mirror from side to side, and then the back. You're like, you know what? This one, it looks good. It's just like that. The skin, it's just like that, right? So if I'm going to go around stripping everybody naked to see what skin they have, folks, we can't do this to people. We cannot be taking kids away from parents based on false allegations just to do this psychological torture and have everybody. Do you know what propaganda is? Propaganda is when somebody tries to sell you something. Have I ever, that I'm aware of, unless somebody else used my identity to do this, but have I ever gone out there commercializing myself? If I tell you what I'm eating, it's because it is what I'm eating, but I'm not selling it. If I tell you that I'm drinking coffee, I'm not selling it. I am speaking to you about God, and I'm not selling you God. why some people don't like me, because they're like, she doesn't have authorization. You show me where, from whom, do I not have authorization to speak about God? Show me in the books of my experience. It's not the truth because it ain't in your science and math books. Folks, people have experiences and they write about it. My experience with DHR has been horrible, horrible, horrible. I despise all of it. But by the grace of God and Jesus, because the head is to heaven as the heart is to earth. And where's our meeting place? God, I'm going to show you. There's a reason why they call it the wheels of light. Okay? Because we have evolved from a lower being to a more intelligent being, because by God's grace and mercy on us who allowed it, He put everything in the earth for the earth to evolve naturally. He put it all in there. Okay, the DNA, if you will. Okay? And then everything just kind of evolved as it evolved in order to sustain itself. Okay? It evolved, it changed to defend itself. You know, like some animals change colors immediately. Some butterflies look like a log, and some flowers look like a bug, and some bugs look like flowers. And some creatures in the ocean look like they're aliens. Biology. An octopus. What does an octopus do? Okay. We are living creatures. Paul has fought the wild creatures, beasts, at Ephesus. The first church. You are the first and you are the last, because you are part of the body of Christ. Who needs a head? Who is in the midst of Christ and who is in the midst of you? The two and two go together so that you may live and survive this raw environment called the world that man created with their God-given intelligence, and not to create heaven on earth. No, to create hell on earth. But I am a child of the light, because I don't like darkness. I don't mind being in the dark. I don't mind being in the dark because I can see. And people tell me, turn on the light, turn on the light. I need light. Artificial light, I despise it. But sometimes you need it, because it is what it is. But I prefer natural light. If this house didn't have this wall right here and this wall, I would have windows and I would have nothing here between the living room and this room. And there would be light coming in. I wouldn't need this artificial light. I'm not the enemy of the power company. No. So, we live in a world where everything revolves around sex. Oh, you need to date this man to get ahead. Yeah. If you are going to tell me that that's not what was happening to me in Mobile, Alabama, when I was trying to focus on this while getting my son back, because he should have never been taken. That is exactly what they tell you. And then they tell you, oh, you're acting immature. There's nothing wrong with that. Folks, we live in the whoredom here on earth, and you know it. So, if you're married, try to make it work as best you can. But if it's not working, then get a divorce quickly. Not 5 years to exploit the woman and child. So, we have these chakras, the wheels of light. Okay? There's a reason why in the Bible it says the 7 eyes of God, the 7 spirits of God are the same. To and from the whole earth. Okay? To and from the entirety. So this knows this very well. Very well. God knows this very well. This is where He chose to plant the seed for everything, for life, plant, animal, fungi, all living things that have evolved, perfecting itself, changing, evolving. And we have the different races. One race is not better than the other, folks. They're just different, equally important. Beings that are very unique for a purpose. It is not up to you to decide whether that person should live or not. Not with your wars, not with your experimentation, your radiation, your unethical harvesting that you're doing, which is not the harvesting that God is doing. God is harvesting people to come together to fight the oppressors who have robbed us from what is ours, using our money to exploit the earth, to kill God's creation, humanity, and everything that lives in it with their wars is a man-made creation. Defending yourself has nothing to do with developing a bomb and throwing it at your enemy or making a weapon and killing everybody because you don't like them. This is the war excuse. Look at all the child pornography and human trafficking that we have and sexual exploitation. Okay? That's because men are thinking with not this head. They're thinking with this head. And that is, in psychology, they see that stage, and these psychologists know it. And a lot of them are involved in this perversion because they know psychology. They know what to do. They know what not to do. They know how to kill psychologically and physically. And they know how to help. Are you helping the people? Psychologists, are you helping the people? Who taught you psychology? Let us go to the books. Who were the founding fathers of psychology? Really? Women have a womb, which men don't, to have babies in an environment that protects the baby before it can be born. If women didn't have a womb, we would cease to exist as a race of human race. We are mammals with breasts to nurse the babies, which men don't have. So if you want to tell me, I love being a woman. There are things about being a woman that are painful, like your monthly cycle, for example. Very painful sometimes. And a pain in the rear. We have to labor and delivery, naturally or via a C-section, with your muscles cut into, so that the baby and mom may live. You still birth? You have to change the diapers. And psychologists know this. It's a job. You know it. You know that if you're in an environment and somebody else does not pick up after themselves, and somebody has to do it, that person picking it up is working. God is picking up his people, picking up his people, picking up his people. And you say, oh, we don't have to pay God. Read your books. Malachi 3 and 4, I will highlight it for you, how we're supposed to return to God. Read your book of Genesis 1 in the beginning for those of you of the evolution theory and those of you who are ignorant about evolution. I will highlight for you where it says we're supposed to replenish our earth. That is a free gift of life. And that he has given us self-dominion, freedom to take care of the things which he has given us. All the animals that live in the water and on land and in the sky. And what are we doing with these wars from hell? If it's not developing weapons to throw on somebody else's land to test your radiation, which you already know what it does. You morbid and perverse generation, evolve already. You were lifted by the light. This is the meeting place. This is the mirror, okay? Heaven on earth. This is the meeting place. This is the secret place. Setter, the womb of his heart. Okay? The fourth. It's like, look in the mirror. We are his pupils learning directly from him because his heart is above our hearts. Yeah, we were down here and we will lift it up from the inside. Lift it up from the inside, like when a baby's being born. Okay, so mirror image, okay? This is you being born, being pulled out by the light. You're coming, coming, coming. It's like the gravity, but the opposite. We were pulled up by the force that was pulling us up, which is that pump, that heart, the fire, the light. And it's like you're being born of God. Okay? Lift it through levels of height and depth. Lift it through levels of height and depth. And this is a mirror image. Lift it through levels of height and depth to meet Peter and Paul. For Jews and Gentiles? No, Peter's not for Jews. Jerusalem coming down has been chosen for Jews and Gentiles. We were gathered, east and west. Calm down. No more war among you. You are being gathered to be lifted. Calm thyself. Calm down, self. Together. Gather. Bond. Lift it up, up, up. We have to look in the mirror of heaven. The heart that is above ours. Okay? This is a different standard. Different standard. Will still not appear. No. But this comes down. For you to receive more for your less. We've gone from blue to red. From deoxygenated blood to oxygenated blood. To receive more for our less. So that we may come down and deliver that which we have been given so freely. Because all cells, if we must biologically speak, all cells have something to receive and something to deliver. They know where to go and they know where to go when they come back from where they've been to give that which they have been given so that the other cells may live. Because God is a personal God and a universal God. And son is sons. Daughters, daughter. Zion is Jerusalem. Daughter, bride. While growing and developing. When you speak about a child, oh, that's a daughter. That's somebody's daughter. And when she's getting ready to be married, she's a bride. Mature church. That feminine side of you, okay, so that you can be more balanced. And ladies, the door has been opened for us by the gentlemen and Jews. They have opened the door for us because that's what they should do. Not say, no, she cannot preach the word of God because she doesn't have a penis. She's not worthy. She's not the head of household. She cannot. She's blaspheming. Our take you back with me to Genesis 1, where it clearly says that male and female are created in the image of God, and we're not supposed to have idols of stick and wood and stone? Because God is a living God who lives in our midst, who is spirit, which you cannot see unless you have spiritual sight, which I do. I've been blessed with my spiritual sight. And you can call me crazy because you're a psychologist. And I say to you, come here to my level, because you did not learn from Freud this that I am teaching you, to enlighten you, to enrich you, but not for you to be taking advantage of your patience, because I am a provider, and providers don't make ideal patients. But I've been patient. Oh, yes, I have. I have been most patient with y'all down here in the South. Long suffering. We must look in the mirror of heaven so that we can see the kingdom which is here, that you're refusing to see because you haven't evolved, because you're still thinking about, this perversion among you with the children of God, your unethical experimentation, your sexual trafficking, your child pornography among you, the elites who can afford such things. No more excuse for this. If we can purposely have cameras strategically placed in places where they shouldn't, we have known for a long time what Uranus looks like, folks. Lord, there's a reason why they say men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So if we are, let us meet in the middle as we should on Earth, as men and women, me-e-t. We are the aliens to and from this whole land of our inheritance, which we are refusing to see. This is the meeting place where you were lifted up above by the light, which you could see in the mirror of heaven. I will highlight it for you and I will prove it with my math and science. And if you ask me, what degree do you have, Susan Valerino? I will show you where I get my information from, my friends. From my book, our books. I will highlight it for you. So I'm going to go back to having my Pop-Tart because it's my little treat. And my coffee. And coffee has to be strong. It doesn't matter what brand, but I prefer French roast because it has the right strength. Okay? Because I need it. So it's my antidepressant. I'm not the enemy of the pharmaceutical companies, no. I believe in the 5 rights of medication. And you very well know you're violating the 5 rights of medication down here on Earth. So if you think that I am a hypnotist, you can think what you will. Everybody has a gift. Okay? So, I will remind you that when you have propaganda war propaganda. Somebody has to make posters for the war propaganda. And I am sure that they get paid, Papa. Yes, they do, my Papa. They get paid for making posters for the war. I know. And people who are making bombs and guns, they get paid to develop them. Yes, like to think about how they're going to put it together with their, with all their gifts of math and science and engineering. I am a social engineer. Yes. I believe in recycling everything, and I have not been recycling in this particular house because the city is not set up for that. The city said that we recycle for you over there at the site, so you don't have to recycle anything. But it leaves me with something less to do. That's my hobby with my children, Alexander and Jacob. I am a mom, folks. I'm not delusional. Okay? But I will put on my high heels when I have to. I will get all dressed, all prettied up when I have to. But most of the time, I like looking just like this. With my banana clip. I like jewelry. But there's the right jewelry at the right time. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I don't. Am I being disrespectful because I'm talking about God here in this living room dressed like this? No! I am raw speaking truth! And this is how I fight this war, this psychological warfare among you against the mothers of men. Stealing our children for your war. There is such thing as propaganda for the war. I will show it to you. So what I am doing is I am highlighting truth for you. And I have proven it that it's true. That I am my Father's daughter. And that He is my boss. And He will provide. And He does. And we evolve for the survival. But we're not supposed to be purposely artificially setting up situations so that the children of God cannot thrive because of the dysfunctionality that you're creating for them. My house is always clean and organized with plenty of light and life plants inside. Simple. This does not mean that I am delusional, that I don't deserve to live that way. It's not luxury, folks. If you think that light, natural light and life plants and cleanliness and orderliness and less is more is elegant, it is. And if you think that elegant is refined, it is. And if you think that this is stuck up, it's not. It is more with less, and it is just intelligent. So now you know who I am. I am a decorator. Yes. I can decorate here because I just can't. I don't like cables everywhere and artificial light everywhere. No, I like natural light and life plants indoors and my child before me so I can see him painting and simple things in life, folks. I'm not looking for a sugar daddy because I already have my own God-given gifts. I've been over the hill since I was 25, according to my ex-husband. I'm 47, so I don't care, what you say about me. Show me where in the books it says that we're not supposed to be putting makeup on. God is an artist. He created us. He's a painter. He painted us all in everything. If everything was the same shade of red or the same shade of blue or the same shade of green or the same shade of white, you wouldn't see the difference. But those little differences make a big difference. I like painting. Okay? And I like my son painting. Yes, not destroying the earth, which is our meeting place. We are the aliens to and from our land of our inheritance, folks. Just look in the mirror of heaven. The lamp comes down to your level and pulls you up. You see the lamp. When you look in the mirror of heaven, you see the lamp. Yeah?